Good morning, children. Saira. In today's class, we are going to start with political science. Now, children, this is the image of your NCERT political science book, that is, Social and Political Life 2. Before we begin with the lesson, I want you to be ready with a pen and a notebook to jot down the important points and terminologies. Children, as we all know, India is a democracy. In class 6, we looked at the key element of a democratic government. Now, these includes people's participation, the resolution of conflict, and equality and justice. Equality is a key feature of a democracy and influence all aspects of its functioning. Now, when we say India is a democratic country, it means equality is the soul of Indian democracy. It influences its functioning in all the aspects. In this chapter, we will study about equality, what it is, why it is important in a democracy, and whether or not everyone is equal in India. Yes, children. So in today's political science first class, we are going to start with chapter 1, which is on equality. Now, children, let us begin this chapter with Kanta's story. As you can see on this slide, these are the pictures from your textbook. You can see a lot of people standing in a queue. Now these people are standing to cast their votes. It is election day and Kanta and her friend Sujata are standing in a queue to cast their vote. As Kanta looks around, she sees her employer Ashok Jain and also the neighbor in the same line. As her turn comes to cast the vote, Kanta tells Sujata that she will give her vote to the person who has promised to bring pipe water in their area. Kanta is excited and happy that she has been considered equal to all and each one of them has got one vote. As the day goes on, Kanta becomes less certain about what equality really means. Now let us understand the entire story in short. Kanta's day began by standing in a queue to cast a vote. Now, the various people who are standing within her line includes her friend, her neighbor and her employer, Ashok Jain. Now let us understand this thing first. In a democratic country like India, adults, irrespective of what religion they belong to, how much education they had, what caste they are, or whether they are rich or poor, they are allowed to vote. Now children, this we have already learned in class 6, that it is called universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise means that all adults, irrespective of their caste, education, wealth and religion, have the right to vote. The idea of equality is based on universal adult franchise. The idea of universal adult franchise is based on the idea of equality because it states that every adult in the country, irrespective of their wealth and the communities he or she belongs to, has one vote. Now, which is why Kanta was very excited to vote and happy that she is equal to all others because each of them has one vote. Now, let us understand what makes Kanta less certain about the equality. Now Kanta lives in a slum and has got a drain behind her house. Her daughter is sick, but she cannot take a days off from work because she needs to borrow money from the employer to take her child to the hospital. Now her job as domestic help tires her out, and in the evening, finally when she takes her daughter to the hospital, again she has to stand in a long line or a long queue, and that time she wonders if it would have been her employer, they would not have to stand in a long line and or a long queue, and just because she was poor, she had to go to municipal hospital where she had to stand in the queue. We have understood that universal adult franchise is an important feature of democracy. The concept of universal adult franchise is based on the idea of political equality. Every adult has one vote irrespective of his or her caste or religion. No differences are made between rich and poor, educated and uneducated. So children, we have seen that Kanta is one of the many people who live in democratic India and who have the right to vote, but whose daily living and working conditions are far from equal. Apart from being poor, people in India experience inequality in different ways. Now let us understand this with the help of two case stories. Now each of these are based on real incidents in people's life, and it reflects the different kinds of inequalities that exist in India. Children, let me first start by giving you the explanation of the meaning Dalit. We have read about this word in class 6. Dalit is a term that the so-called lower castes use to address themselves. Dalit means broken, and by using this word, lower castes are pointing to how they were and continue to be seriously discriminated against. Om Prakash Valmiki is a famous Dalit writer. In his autobiography Jhutan, he writes that he had to sit away from other children in the class, and that too on the floor. The mat ran out before reaching the spot that he sat on. Sometimes he had to sit way behind everybody, right near the door. Sometimes they used to beat him without any reason. When he was in class 6, his headmaster once asked him to sweep the school and the playground. He writes, "The playground was way larger than my small physique would handle, and in cleaning it, my back began to ache. My face was covered with dust. Dust had gone inside my mouth. The other children in my class were studying and I was sweeping. Headmaster was sitting in his room and watching me. I was not even allowed to get a drink of water. I swept the whole day. From the doors and windows of the school's rooms, the eyes of the teachers and the boys saw this spectacle. Children, Om Prakash was made to sweep the school and the playground for next couple of days, and this came to an end when his father, who was passing nearby, saw this incident. He confronted the teachers, and then, walking away from the school holding Om Prakash's hand, he said loudly for all of them to hear. He said that he is living just because they all were teachers. But then he asked them to remember that his son will study right there in that school itself. And it is not just his son, but there will be more coming after him. Children, we have seen that one of the more common forms of inequality in India is the caste system. If you live in rural India, your caste identity is something that is probably learned or experienced very young. If you're living in urban India, some of you might think that people no longer believe in caste. Now, children, even the matrimonials that is shown from the leading newspapers, in those you will see how important the issue of caste continues to be in the mind of highly educated urban Indians. Now, children, let us take a look at the second story or the second case. Now, this story is based on the incident that took place in one of India's larger cities and is commonly practiced in most parts of the country. It is a story about Mr. and Mrs. Ansari who were looking to rent an apartment in the city. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Ansari belong to a very good family background. Both of them were highly educated and worked with very good MNCs. They had money, and so the rent was not a problem for them. They went to a property dealer for help to find a place. The dealer informed them that he knew about quite a few apartments that were available for rent. They visited the first apartment and the Ansaris liked it very much, and so they decided to take it. However, when the landlord found their names, she made an excuse about how she could not rent the house to someone who ate meat because the building did not have any non-vegetarian residents. Both the Ansaris and the property dealer were surprised to hear this because they could smell fish being cooked in the neighbor's house. The same excuse was repeated in the second and the third apartment. Finally, the property dealer told them that they might want to change their name and call themselves Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. The Ansaris were reluctant to do this and decided to look for some more houses. In the end, it took a whole month of looking at apartments, and at last they found a landlady who was willing to give them a place on rent. Now, children, by now you must have understood that how caste and religion, that is practice, okay, they form a factor of inequality in India. Om Prakash Valmiki and the Ansaris are being treated unequally on the basis of such differences. Children, when people are treated unequally, their dignity is violated. The dignity of both Om Prakash Valmiki and the Ansaris was violated because of the way they were treated. In case of Om Prakash Valmiki, by picking on him and making him sweep the school because of his caste, The way the schoolmates and the teachers hurt his dignity made him feel as if he was less than equal to all the other students in the school. Om Prakash Valmiki, being a child, could do very little about the situation that he was in. But it was his father who saw it and felt angry by this unequal treatment and confronted the teachers. The Ansari's dignity was also hurt when people refused to lease their apartments to them just because they belong to different caste. However, when the property dealer suggested that they change their name, it was their dignity or self-respect that made them refuse this suggestion. Children, people like Om Prakash and the Ansaris do not deserve to be treated like this. They deserve the same respect and dignity as anyone else. With this, children, I end the first session of the first chapter, that is on equality. Now, a small recap on whatever we have done today. We saw that India is a democratic country and equality is the soul of Indian democracy. Then we also learnt about universal adult franchise. We saw that it is an important feature of democracy. Universal adult franchise states that every adult, rich or poor, irrespective of their religion, caste, education, color, race, economic conditions, is free to vote. It is based on the concept of equality. Children, equality is not just the right to vote. The caste system and the religion are the factors on the basis of which people discriminate and treat others unequally or treat people unequally. We saw this or we learned this with the help of 3 stories in all. First, which was Kanta's story. Second, Om Prakash Valmiki, who is a famous writer. We saw his story. And the third one was based on religion, which was Ansari's story. Now children, I want you to read the entire chapter thoroughly and solve the assignment. With this, I end the session. Take care and stay safe. See you in the next class.